Let's go ahead and start this training session on important geographical features and terms. Remember that with any training session we do, we are just going over the absolute basics. Do some research on your own to get a deeper understanding of everything we're talking about today. Our objective for these training session notes is to understand various geographical features and terms, their definitions, and examples from around the world. One geographical feature that we'll start with is a peninsula. The definition of it is that it is a piece of land that is bordered by water on three sides, but connected to the mainland at the same time. You can see water on this side, water on this side, and on this side, and then we have the land over here. Some examples would be the Iberian Peninsula, which includes Spain and Portugal, the Sinai Peninsula, located in Egypt, connecting Africa and Asia, and the Balkan Peninsula, which encompasses countries like Greece, Albania, and Bulgaria. Next one we'll look at is an island, one everybody is familiar with. A definition for it is that it is a piece of land completely surrounded by water. Examples, of course, include Hawaii, Greenland, and Madagascar. One that not everyone may know right off is an isthmus. A definition of an isthmus is that it's a narrow strip of land connecting two larger land areas, typically with water on either side. This picture is a really good illustration of it. There's also the little video kind of running in the background. You can see the water on both sides. Examples would be the Isthmus of Panama, which connects North and South America and contains the Panama Canal. Remember words in bold, important ones to know for your notes. And the Isthmus of Suez connects the African continent with Asia and connects the Suez Canal. Look these up separately. Another geographical feature to know is a levee. A levee is a natural or artificial embankment built to prevent the overflow of water. Some examples would be Mississippi River levees, an extensive levee system to protect surrounding areas in the United States. These are really important to the infrastructure there. And Dutch dikes, a series of levees in the Netherlands to manage water and prevent flooding from the North Sea. You don't want the levee to break. There were situations around Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans where that happened, and it was very bad for portions of the city. Geographical feature would be a plateau, an area of relatively level high ground. Some examples would be the Colorado Plateau, and it covers parts of Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. You can see the leveled, flat area of high ground here, and the Deccan Plateau located in southern India. A delta is another good one to know, and one you've probably seen when discussing Egypt before. A definition for a delta is that it's a landform created by the deposition of sediment carried by a river as the flow leaves its mouth and enters slower moving or standing water. This picture again is a good illustration of what that might look like. The example that most people know is the Nile Delta, formed by the Nile River in Egypt. You can see up here. It's very easy to see on the map, and the Mississippi River Delta, formed by the Mississippi River in the United States. A fjord is another good one to know. It's a long, narrow, deep inlet of the sea between high cliffs, typically formed by the submergence of a glaciated valley. So, some examples would be Sonefjord, located in Norway, and Milford Sound, located in New Zealand. Norway is known for their fjords very frequently, and some absolutely beautiful landscape there. A canyon is our next geographical feature, and a definition for a canyon is a deep gorge, typically one with a river flowing through it. The most famous example in the US would be the Grand Canyon. We've got kind of an illustration of what that looks like there. I've been and seen the Grand Canyon, and for anybody else who has been too, it is absolutely awesome and kind of awe inspiring to look at. Now, let's do our quick quiz check. Which term below is defined as an area of land bounded by water on three sides? Take just a second, pause and think. And then if you guessed peninsula, you would be correct. Remember that a peninsula is a landform surrounded by water on three sides and connected to the mainland. As far as incorrect answers go, remember that an island is completely surrounded by water. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land connecting two larger areas, and you've got water on both sides. And a levee is an embankment built to prevent the overflow of a river. Now, that's going to be the end of our training session notes for today. Thanks, and don't forget to go back in and look up some of the words in bold to get a deeper understanding.